I mean, often the criticism of England in major competitions is fear. Seem to be paralysed by the...
Project Fear.
Project Fear. It's like Brexit all over again. But then this goal against the run of play right at the end, right at the death. I mean, it's not a disaster. England have started badly and done well in the past. They've started badly and done badly as well.
Are we going to talk about Wales as well?
Marvellous. Please, I just want to see that.
England and Wales.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It's going to be Bale's on form.
Oh, marvellous player. What a brilliant player. And they're so cohesive as a team, and it's just marvellous to see them celebrate together. May I make one very quick point on the fans, though? Sorry to bring it back. I'm sure that alcohol was a factor. There is a minority who get intoxicated by violence, not just England fans, but Russians. I think French may have been involved as well. But I've been to major competitions, you have. I've sat in the stands, not in the press box, in the stands, with other England fans, with their families, fans of the other nations, and it's been marvellous, brilliant.
Should
and it's a
we
tiny
just actually
minority.
reflect that the Welsh fans, who had also been drinking for much of the day, there's not one report of any problem involving the Welsh fans, who clearly have been enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
So perhaps there is, something in that, but we shall see what emerges for the rest of the tournament. But let's take a look at some other front pages. Now, well, let's go back to the Observer, which has got the Cameron story. But also you spotted on the right-hand side the latest on the continuing saga, is that the right word, of BHS? Now, John McDonnell, the Shadow Chancellor, joined calls for former boss Sir Philip Green to be stripped of his knighthood.
Well, it's not very often I agree with John McDonnell, it has to be said, but on this occasion I absolutely do. I mean, the scandal of BHS is just breathtaking, and as we saw in the Select Committee this week, with Mike Ashley, who runs Sports Direct. I mean, there is a real problem with people running retail, and some of the people running retail in this country, sort of creaming off it. And he was a potential buyer for BHS, and it has been claimed that Philip Green vetoed Mike Ashley taking over BHS, which means, and if that's true, 11,000 people who lost their jobs would now have jobs. But it seems that Philip Green has behaved disgracefully over this whole issue, funneling money into buying a yacht, which would go on a
we don't know if that's actually, that's a correct phrase about funneling, but certainly what the Select Committee of MPs want to know is what the arrangements were over the pension fund for these workers, and what guarantees were made to ensure the continuance of trading for BHS. Now, the extraordinary thing is that we've now got Sir Philip Green indicating that he won't actually participate, or not prepared to participate, until Frank Field resigns as chairman of the Select Committee.
He's used to being the boss, Philip Green, isn't he? And he wants to carry on being the boss.
I rather think that goes to the nub of the problem. BHS, we could have talked about RBS. When a company is doing well, the person who is the orchestrating, presiding genius is not challengeable, and they start to abuse their power. Fred Goodwin, when the share price was going up, he could do anything.
We're talking about John McDonnell, Jeremy Corbyn. Surely some mistake?
Oh,
fur
my God!
Coat, Bentley?
This
no?
was, well, of course it's a faux fur coat, because he's the guy, is vegan or whatever. But it was excruciating. This was for a Channel 4 show called The Last Leg, and presumably some spin person had decided that what was needed was for Jeremy Corbyn to show his light side and humour. Excruciating.
Thank you for your selection. We'll see you again in half an hour. More in our next press preview at 11:30.